Margaret Pierce. I'm with the Garden Club of Houston, and I'm here to show you our process for propagating native plants for our Natives in the City project. This project is one that we started, about 5 years ago. We were spurred on by a grant request that we had received from the Coastal Prairie Conservancy. And this request was in support of a program that they were starting called Natives in the City, whereby they were hoping to get more urban gardeners interested in growing native plants. And you know, it's great to have one native plant in your yard. We all know that. It's even greater if you can have a diversity of native plants, because you need to support all the different native critters, the bees, the butterflies, the birds, etc., that are going to be in our yards throughout the year. So anyway, we thought this was a great idea. We funded this project of theirs, and then we took it a step further and decided that we would grow our own natives and sell them in collections of diverse plants and collections at our plant sale, which we have every year. So this started off sort of small, but we've been at it for 5+ years now, and since inception we've probably there are probably 9,000 native plants that are in area gardens, parks, etc., that were grown with this project. So what I want to do now is demonstrate our process. We have been very, very lucky to have as a partner Memorial Park Conservancy. They have allowed us to use their greenhouse supplies, their irrigation, and their expertise. So they have been very, very integral in the success of this project. So thanks a lot to Memorial Park Conservancy, and here we go. So to germinate our seeds, we start with a nursery tray, and it contains like a very soft, loose potting mix, and that's so that the tender roots of the little seeds, when they germinate, you know, can make their way through it, and so that the plant starts to germinate and grow. So here is a tray that hasn't been planted yet. I think these look sort of like little vegetable gardens, because what we do is we put little furrows in them, and this soil mix is organic and soft and loose, and we've moistened it slightly. So we're making these little furrows. So we've created our little mini vegetable garden looking sort of a tray. What I have here these are actually milkweed seeds, and the technique is the same for all of our seeds. However, with certain seeds, they benefit from what's called cold stratification, and milkweed seeds, they do benefit from that, which means that we have had them in a refrigerator in cold vermiculite for 30 days, and we have just now removed them, and we're going to put them in the tray to begin their germination process. So here we've got the seeds, and as you can see, and we're just going to start putting them, you know, ideally you put them pretty close together, maybe like 25 per row, and I'm just going to do one row here, and then they will begin the process of, you know, when seeds germinate, they put out sort of not their true leaves, they put out something that's called a cotyledon, and it is sort of like a starter leaf, and All right, so I'm just going to do one row. And then at a certain point, after they put out those starter leaves, then they begin to grow a true leaf. What I'm going to do on top of each row of the seeds once we've planted them is put a little light layer of vermiculite. And what that does is it just holds the seeds in place and gives it a little bit of cover. And at that point, once we've got all of our rows done, and I'll show you one that's completed. Looks like this. We put a marker in with the botanical and common name and the date that we planted the seeds, and then we allow the seeds to start germinating. Here's a tray of Rudbeckia texana, Texas coneflower, which we planted about 6 weeks ago. And you can see that germination is really happening, and these plants are getting to be big enough that we can bump them up, and that means that we are going to move them to a larger container. In this case, a 1 gallon container filled also with nice soft soil, and to which we have added mycorrhizal fungi, which we feel like really helps our natives because it improves the root system, and it results in much stronger, healthier plants. So I'll demonstrate how we are going to bump one of these up. I'm going to look for the ones that are the biggest and try to carefully tease out a little plant. All right, I see some nice healthy roots in there. Some plants are more delicate than others, and you have to really be careful, but you know what I've got here, I've actually got 2 with good root systems. I'm going to go ahead and put them both in our pot, just so if one doesn't make it, then the other one probably will. I'm going to make a little opening for our plants with their roots. And then I'm going to carefully place them in there, sort of holding them straight up, and carefully push the soil back around them. And then we'll moisten them, and they will continue to grow, get longer, stronger roots, and hopefully by the end of the summer we're going to have some flowers. So by the summertime, we have bumped up all our little seedlings into our bigger containers, and at that point we move them outside into a structure that's called a lath house here at Memorial Park Conservancy. There they continue to grow, they acclimate to the weather, we groom them, we trim them, and get them ready for the Garden Club of Houston's Bulb and Plant Mart, which takes place in October of every year. We offer our native plants in collections, 6 different species in a tray, so it's easy for people to come and transport what they've bought from us. Whatever is not sold at our plant sale, we donate back to public gardens and other green spaces. Memorial Park Conservancy has been the recipient of lots of our plants, but we've also given plants to other parks, etc. So when it's all said and done, we have grown a bunch of native plants. We have sold some of them at our plant sale, the profits from which we give back to the community, and whatever hadn't been sold is planted in public green spaces. And then we start from the beginning again early in the spring.